I've been having some interesting conversations with members of our retirement committee lately, and one comment struck me. Someone told me they were looking for ways to earn money online, but they didn't want to come across acting like a creepy used car salesman. And honestly, I understood exactly what they meant, because I've always been a little uncomfortable with that myself. You know the kind of marketing I'm talking about, the big promises, constant pitching, the pushy, shovey salesperson, the feeling that someone's always trying to sell you something. I don't know about you, but whenever I see that, my first instinct is to usually run the other way. I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of retirees struggle with the idea of making money. It's not that they don't want the extra income, they don't want to be someone they're not. Now, I've been interested in digital marketing and businesses a long time, even before I retired. And I always liked the idea of having something flexible that I could build and work from anywhere I am. But over the years, I looked at a lot of different businesses, and honestly, it was overwhelming. One person says affiliate marketing, one says do a blog, one says sell on some business where you have to buy a lot of inventory, and there's all kinds of people promising huge incomes if I just followed their system. Sometimes I felt like everyone had the perfect answer, but what I really wanted was something simple, something I could enjoy, something that I could fit into my life without it taking over. And over time, I realized something really important. Making money online doesn't automatically mean becoming a pushy marketer. Sometimes it means sharing something useful. Maybe it's a product you genuinely like. Maybe it's a skill you've learned. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's a resource that helped you. Maybe it's something you actually created. Most of us do this already in everyday life. We tell our friends about a good book. We recommend a recipe. We share our favorite restaurants. We tell someone about a tool that made our life easier. We're helping people, and it's very different from pressuring people. I also think that's where the whole concept of know, like, and trust comes from. People don't usually buy something because they saw one pushy sales pitch. They buy because over time, they've gotten to know you a little. They like the way you share things, and they trust that you're being honest. And that trust doesn't come from hype. It comes from showing up, being yourself, and sharing things that are genuinely helpful. And honestly, I think retirees have an advantage here. Most of us are not interested in putting on a show. We're interested in having real conversations and helping people when we can. I think that's where a lot of confusion comes in. People assume that making money online, constantly convincing people to buy things, and I don't think that's the way it should be. I think you can be honest, I think you can be helpful, and you can share what you learned. And I think you can do it without feeling pushy. In fact, I think a lot of people trust that approach a lot more, especially these days. One of the reasons I enjoy talking with retirees is that most of us can spot hype pretty quickly. We've seen enough of life to know when something sounds too good to be true. And when something comes along promising instant success or easy money, we're skeptical. And honestly, that's a good thing. In fact, this came up recently in our community. Someone told me they wanted to earn extra income, but they didn't want to feel like a pushy salesperson. And I suspect they're not alone. What I found is that the opportunities that feel best are usually the ones that fit naturally with who you are already. Not because somebody convinced you to become an influencer. Not because someone told you to chase the latest trend, but because you found something that makes sense to you. Something you could talk about comfortably. Something you actually believe in. So if you've been thinking about earning a little extra income, but you've been worried that it means you need to become a pushy salesperson, I just want to encourage you, you don't have to become someone else. You don't have to be louder, you don't have to be pushy, and you don't have to make promises you can't keep. You can just be yourself. Help people. Share what you know. And I truly believe that's enough. So if you're enjoying these videos and would like more ideas and encouragement for earning extra money in retirement, I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever felt uncomfortable with some of the marketing you see online? I bet you have. I think we all have. But has that ever stopped you from trying something? Let me know in the comments. I read them all. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.